Welcome to DK Pedals, I'm Dan, and today I'm answering my number one question. What's that thing on your bridge? It's the Jake Blade. This is the question I get asked the most. You know, I thought it'd be like, hey, Dan, how did you paint this or do that or whatever? It's, what's that thing on your bridge? Now, this thing on my bridge, that very question, I had myself. As a young man, I would go see Umphrey's McGee live because they're my favorite band. I love going to see them, and I'd be looking at those guys, you know, they're shredding their ass off, and I'm going, what's that thing on their bridge? It's the Jake Blade. So I thought what I would do is answer that question of what is on my guitar, and then I thought, let's get a camera over here and really check it out. So let's kind of rewind here. I want to do a little story time. When I started playing guitar, the wang bar was like the thing, right? So wang bar, tremolo bar, whammy bar, the wiggle stick, whatever the f you want to call it, was the thing. I remember seeing, you know, like guys trashing their guitars, like Kurt Cobain and you know, Jimi Hendrix and all those cool guys using it, and it just made everything about the guitar look awesome, right? Doing that shit, and you're like, oh man. And then, you know, when I started playing guitar, you know, you get the wiggle stick with the Stratocaster, and for whatever reason, it just never appealed to me. Every time I would have the stick in the guitar, it covered up the controls that I was always more concerned about. So for years with my Stratocasters, I never ever used them. What I would do is this trick. I'm going to pull this out. Okay, so if I wanted to have chorus, like a semi-chorusing effect on the chord, which is how I always use these the most, is I would do this. I'd pull on the bridge, right? That was always successful until I watched a friend of mine pull a bridge out of a very, very expensive guitar. And I was like, oh boy. Then the Jake Blades really started mattering, because this is how I use it the most, guys. When I play, and you've seen this if you watch the videos, when I play just chords and we'll be just strumming along, I almost like kind of do like a tap tempo thing with it on the bridge, just subtly making that pitch go, and it just, that's what I love about this thing the most. So besides now having this ability to add this nice chorusing, right? The other thing I love about having the Jake Blade is it doesn't have 60, 70 years of other masters using it, right? If we look at a bar, and you go online right now, like you can watch a Jeff Beck thing, he did it perfectly, right? As much as I've tried to ape that stuff over the years, it always sounds like a very pale imitation. And what I like about this is I can still kind of be me with it, and on the other side of it, I can still do some of the fun, you know, traditional tremolo things. So what I thought I would do to demonstrate some of that is let's get a little weird and toss on a ton of gain from the SushiBox FX Black Eye. And this was one of my favorite things I was doing here with this. Pulling up on the bar. One of the other things we can do, creating harmonics and then wiggling the bar. Now that we've really done diggly dig dong diddly up, I gotta imitate my favorite bar guy of all time. Probably my favorite guitar player of all time. One I always find myself going back to and going like, oh God, if only someone had given me talent. That's the Jimi Hendrix, man. So that's me answering the question. What is on your bridge? The Jake Blade. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Of course, we'll be back with more pedals, amps, paintings, the whole 9 yards. And we'll see you soon.